life.
Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? You know the name, you know the voice, you know exactly who I am. I am the microphone messiah, a 26-year-old piece of gold, and the greatest sports recreational podcaster in the world today. I'm joined by a former 15-time Podcast Champion, the Canadian Destroyer, BT, Brandon Tanguma. Brandon, it's Wednesday/Thursday. You know what that means.
Yeah, another edition of the Bulletcast. We were together Sunday, did a twosome, did the Worlds Collide and AEW All-Out recap, and it's been a quiet last couple days here in the world of professional wrestling, Phillip. Not too much to get into, so it might be a short show today.
Yeah. Brian Tronic's actually here today. This is fantastic. Hey.
Shout it on thug. Shout it with a hug. I'm back. We
back.
about to win the trios world titles.
Shit, we might as well.
Hey, no swearing.
We might as well, bro. I'm telling you. Who else? Who else, bro? Oh man, it's been an eventful weekend. Big Toko's kickback. It was fun. Brandon, you had fun?
It was a great time. The lights blew out. I had some Portuguese beer. Had a meat pie. It was a great time.
You had the Beulah pies.
Had a meat pie.
Or as Slash likes to call them, the pooty cakes. You know what that might? Pooty cake? Is that the name? No. I'm gonna save that one. APW was fun. Chris Bay, the new junior heavyweight champion. Marcus Lewis, the universal champion. Crowned a lot of new champions at APW. Started off with Fred Rosser and Kratos, but then it became a battle royal. And yeah. Glad APW's back. It was a lot of fun seeing some familiar faces. Gentlemen, we have a lot to talk about today. Jesus Christ. So while we were doing the recaps of Worlds Collide and All Out, there was a media scrum going on, and all hell broke loose. CM Punk buried Hangman Page, buried the Bucks and Kenny, buried Colt Cabana. And then during the swerve in our glory portion of the media scrum, you see a security guard dash out of the room because there was a physical altercation with Kenny, the Bucks, Ace Steel, and CM Punk. And have you seen Booker T's coverage of this? He was like, "Who the hell is Ace Steel?" That kills me, brother. It kills me.
He said, "I'm for real."
I'm for real. Who the hell is Ace Steel? No, man. And then so apparently Ace Steel bit Kenny Omega. Nick Jackson caught a chair to the face. CM Punk apparently tore something and got injured during the scuffle. This is a whole mess, man. He wins the championship. He injures his foot stage diving. He's the interim champion, but he's not around. Or he's the champion, but he's not around. We crown an interim champion to Jon Moxley. They have a unification match a couple weeks before the pay-per-view. Moxley wins. I'm like, okay, cool. We go to Chicago. CM Punk beats Moxley in Chicago. Right? Okay, he's the champion now, I guess. And then all of this transpires. Got Tronic, we haven't heard from you in a long time. What are your thoughts on all of this chaos?
I knew it. I knew it would all just crumble and blow up in everybody's faces. I knew it. It was only a matter of time before CM Punk just decided.
Tronic was backstage right there in the fight. He was in the locker room. I'm surprised.
Yeah,
so we have an exclusive.
Tronic was the guy running.
Absolutely. I was the guy running, and I was the guy, peeking around the corner. Anyways, listen, it's sad, but I knew the real CM Punk was coming out when he started coming out cutting real good promos again on TV. Once he starts doing that, that means he's locked in. Once he's locked in, he wants gold. And once he gets gold, he feels like he is above everybody else in the company. That's just what it is. It's facts.
This is wild. Brandon, what have been your thoughts these past couple days? What was your initial reaction, and then what are you thinking since we've learned about the suspensions of everyone involved. Christopher Daniels got suspended, Michael Nakazawa, Brandon Cutler.
Everybody's getting suspended except for CM Punk and Ace Steel.
Yeah.
Because they might be done with the company.
Ooh.
I don't know. This thing is just insane. I mean, by the time, because we're on a little bit of a tape delay, by the time you guys listen to this Thursday afternoon, Thursday night, there might be some more big breaking news that's happening. It feels like every 12 hours something new breaks. And I mean, I watched the scrum after the podcast, and CM Punk wasn't throwing pipe bombs. He was throwing atomic bombs just everywhere. And you said he got hurt during the fight, but it seems as though he might have been hurt during the match. And I don't know if this is this is purely speculation on my part that maybe CM Punk was hurt and he was maybe a little angry at himself for being hurt once again, and maybe see in the future that he was not going to be able to be the champion for a very long time. So he was like, you know what? If I'm gonna be gone, and maybe if I retire after this, maybe I'm just going to take everybody down with me and just spew venom all over the place. It also hurt that he was going to go after the guy from Wrestling Inc. and because he thought he was Cole Cabana's friend when he actually isn't Cole Cabana's friend anymore. So I think that kind of derailed the whole conversation, and he just kind of went off the rails. But it is not a good situation. It's sad. I'm not taking sides. I think both people are in the wrong here. Punk probably shouldn't have gone that hard in public. And then as EVPs, which I think we can see now that giving wrestlers and, the elite EVP titles were a wrong thing to do.
I mean, only one EVP, didn't really have any drama. I'm just saying, when that dude was there, when Cody was there, bruh.
But also within the first year, at the end of 2019, Tony kind of took the book and was like, all right, I'm the owner. I am taking control here.
He's always been the owner and the booker.
No. The EVPs had a lot more power at the beginning of AEW, and now they don't have that much power. And I feel like EVP is just more of a title than anything.
They should have been wrestlers, and that's it.
They should have never been EVPs.
Mm-hmm.
You can maybe give them a little bit of ownership stake, but maybe, don't give them that type of power.
I mean, I'll go back to Cody. I mean, he did great things when he was there, and then he left and dysfunction started. And then CM Punk with the whole Colt Cabana thing, like he said, the two people that have made the most money off of the CM Punk name, and Tony, you're not there yet, are Vince McMahon and Scott Colton. I was like, Jesus Christ. Or Scott Goldman. Is that his last name? Goldman? Is that it?
Colton,
Goldman, whatever. Scotty Goldman was his gimmick in WWE. That's right. And then he talked about how he hasn't been friends with him since 2014. So they recorded that podcast after he left in 2014. So they literally, I guess, just immediately after that stopped, because that was late 2014 when that thing dropped. It was late November, early December when that thing dropped. I remember. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's ludicrous.
Oh yeah, you're right. Because he left early 2014, right?
Yeah, he left the day after the Rumble.
There you go.
This is chaotic. Has a locker room ever been this chaotic in the history of the business?
WCW.
Okay.
Does Tony Khan look bad if
he looks, bro? The whole him getting fired up on the counter programming thing. And people have been comparing the press conferences with him and Triple H, bro. Notice Triple H, calm demeanor, answering questions, and then Tony Khan, I'm not gonna stand for this. I'm like, yo, dude. And then the video of him drinking the water. This whole thing is a mess. This is memeable for eternity. This is crazy. So now CM Punk, look, man, he came back to one of the best returns we will ever see probably in wrestling. And a year later, it's all gone to hell.
Do you think the rules for the media scrum change going forward?
Yeah, that's probably what that meeting was about before Dynamite. There was a meeting before Dynamite tonight. I guess people who led it were Jericho, Danielson, and somebody else. And Jericho being the voice of reason at the media scrum. That was
I mean, Jericho is the MVP of that media scrum because when he came out, he was cool, calm, collected. And obviously, he probably knew something went down. And if you see the clip of him talking to Tony afterwards, you can kind of hear it that he said some stuff went down. and Jericho handled it like so calmly, and he was just very. We could say what we want about Jericho in ring, outside the ring, but the way he handled himself at that press conference should be applauded.
Hey, my friend's one of the best in the business. Don't get it twisted.
Jericho's probably seen it all too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's seen it all and been through it all.
He's been through the ringer. I mean, this is just.
Now, this is like a very, very, very bad thing for AEW right now, but I really do feel like this is like a fork in the road. And Tony, for all the memeable behavior that he has, I think he really needs to put his foot down. And they're gonna some things are gonna be changing in AEW for hopefully for the better. But I think we're gonna look back at this moment and like this is kind of where AEW kind of hunkered down. And we talked about some people getting some new titles. This is really when stuff needs to change, and whether that is the Punk and the Elite are gone, that maybe that's a good thing. Who knows?
Yeah, man. This is. I don't think the Elite will leave. No, they'll be in AEW. Punk. I mean,
they can't be EVPs anymore, and I don't know if even taking that title off them is enough for them to walk. And that's like, as I said, by the time you guys listen to this, who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah,
and they're suspended. We don't know how long they're suspended for, and maybe in a month, like there's some real bad feelings, and there's some legal issues that might have to be dealt with. So it is crazy. And as much as I am so interested in this story, it's not a good story.
It's definitely one. This is going to be a contender for OMG moment of the year on the Casties. Let me tell you, Punk, Matt. Let's say he's done with AEW. I mean, bro. What else do you have?
Nothing.
Bro, like, would he really go? Vince is gone.
He goes to work at Mindy's Bakery. It's a great place in Chicago.
He's gonna go be an executive producer of WoW with his wife.
Apparently
AJ Lee was in the locker room when all this was going down. Crazy.
Damn. Listen, if he gets released, then I would say the ball is no longer in Punk's court. Like, it's not like he can just show up and say, "Hey, WWE, I want to work here," and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh yes." Like that moment's over with. He already came back to wrestling.
No, keep going.
Now I was gonna say he already came back to wrestling. He's already had his moments. Now it just looks really bad.
Yeah. I do have a fan mail from I'm gonna read this now. Jack of all trades. This whole AEW situation is crazy. You have Punk, a guy who left WWE because he was unhappy with his booking and didn't like the backstage atmosphere. He goes to AEW 7 years later, talks about wanting to help the young guys, has a world championship program with a young guy, buried him on a press conference after winning their heavyweight title for a second time, also talks trash about the EVPs, and then he and his buddy get into a fight with them after he goes on a rant about things that had nothing to do with his pay-per-view performance, thus causing backstage drama that he hated vigorously, like in WWE. What a complete joke.
I do wonder what would happen if Punk didn't get injured that first time and he had his Summer of Punk and he like wrestles all these young people. Like the narrative would be so much different because like he wrestled Darby Allin at first. Yeah, then MJF stuff. Kingston's not a young guy, but
did the hot stuff.
An undercard. Yeah, it's not like he's just wrestled with like these bigger name people. Like he has wrestled with some young guys. And if he did wrestle during the summer, I think maybe that narrative, and also maybe he wouldn't be so angry. As I said, he probably did hurt himself during that match and realized, who knows? At that moment, he was like, maybe my wrestling career is over. I've had 3 matches in the past couple weeks or months, and I've 2 major injuries. Maybe I should stop wrestling now, but I'm just going to burn the whole thing down with me.
People have been having a field day with this. They spliced together Jericho and Young Bucks from Dark Side of the Ring. Have you guys seen that?
Yes.
I threw it on the Bulletcast Twitter and Instagram. It's been a thing.
CM Punk said that he's old, tired, and works with a bunch of children. Like, that's just crazy to say.
But he acted like a child. He had a temper tantrum. Let's be realistic. I love CM Punk, man. He's my number 3 on my top 10. But he had a temper tantrum.
He did.
For the world to see.
Yep.
This is what happens when you give guys live mics like that.
eating pastries
and drinking whatever he was drinking, and Tony Khan just sitting there awkwardly. Like it's just this was a mess. This was a literal mess. And Swerve kind of going into business for himself. This was something we will not forget. 2022 has been crazy. It has been a wild time. The AEW locker room's a mess. Vince retires. Stone Cold comes back and wrestles. Like it is just
Sasha Banks and Naomi walk out.
Yeah.
Cody comes back to WWE.
Cody comes back. It's
MJF leaves AEW and buries the company. And
this has been one of the craziest years for professional wrestling. Oh my God. I'm gonna read something I found on Twitter.
Which is always a great place of information.
Shout out Lil Durst. It's basically a picture of Steve Austin, and somebody wrote this out like for if they were on the Broken Skull sessions. So Tronic, you know I'm about to do the gimmick. Make your big comeback. Lose the AEW title to Jon Moxley. Win it back 4 days later. Hell of a match. Then you cut a promo at the press scrum calling Hangman an F-head, and then you slap the piss out of the Young Bucks, and I'm like, goddamn, kid, are you working or shooting? It's funny. It's funny to me, bro.
My goodness.
This is all wild. And then Malachi Black has been released from the company.
Conditional release.
Yes. So here's the thing. Apparently, he won't be able to do stuff for a while. But I mean, AEW they don't have officially like a non-compete. But then I put it in the chat. Big Swole left, and she was doing stuff like a week or two later.
He said, "I'll let you go, but you can't go to WWE, okay? I don't care if your wife works there. I don't care. I don't care if being with your wife may or may not help your mental health. I don't care. You're going to sit at home and you're going to suffer because you don't want to stay here."
What would help his mental health is being booked properly.
And that's not even joking. Like his mental health, like did Tony ever think that, hey, I can only imagine if someone said that they were having mental health issues or implied that they were having some mental health struggles, and Vince McMahon or Triple H, was like, nah, I'm not going to grant you your release. How bad would that be? Right. And I know Vince McMahon has held a lot of people hostage and, not wanting to let them go. And that could mess with a lot of people's mental health, especially in this crazy life of professional wrestling. But it's just crazy how even still you want to make it conditional, because I know it's business, but that truly makes me know that this is truly a business. Okay.
It's crazy, man. Cause then you get into the thing of, well, he didn't value Big Swole. He didn't value his talent. Then you can go into the racial thing again. Like we've done that on this show. You can go into, or does he just not value women talent or black women talent? Or you can go into all that, and then that's a whole thing that we could get into, but we're not going to. I'll save it for Alfred, the pro wrestling bits. It's crazy, man. And then the reports are going around that Thunder Rosa apparently requested her release, but then reports are going around that no, that's not true. She requested her release after the Marina Shafir match, and this locker room is Jesus Christ. This is a mess.
But I've also heard that, like, people saying, okay, yes, there's a lot of headlines out there. This locker room's not as bad as you think it is. Like, yes, there's like the FTR Young Buck stuff, the Punk Young Buck stuff, the Thunder Rosa stuff, but that locker room is so huge. That doesn't mean everybody hates everybody and everyone's, on a certain side. Well, there's these pockets of things that people might have issues with, but it's not like the entire locker room is a battle royal.
These aren't pockets, man. These are their biggest stars having problems with each other. That's why this is so massive.
I mean, if you want to,
I'm gonna put it like this: if it were Lee Johnson and Anthony Bowens having heat, okay, Now that's not discrediting those gentlemen, but
if you go through, there's some connecting dots of the Young Bucks seem to not be the biggest people that FTR paid or CM Punk and those likes. Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa. I think there's some tension, obviously between them, but then there's some other kind of spider web tensions from those two as well.
Well, and even on the middle tier, even though they squashed it, you can look at Eddie Kingston and Sammy Guevara and say, "Uh-oh."
That one seemed just like a one-off thing. That wasn't like a build-up. I think Kingston just kind of took something the wrong way.
Yeah, but I feel like for that to happen, that tells me something, that it's not as family oriented and together as it once was anymore.
And I think that comes back to Tony. Tony is not the Vince McMahon authoritarian, not saying, that's the only way to run a business, but people are saying that Tony, I think it's like Eric Bischoff. Eric Bischoff tried to be one of the boys and was very friendly. Yes, he would, put the hammer down occasionally, but then that led to, like the NWO people kind of running roughshod, and they probably would have done that with anybody. But I think, the apropos thing is Eric Bischoff tried to be with the boys. Tony Khan, very similar, but also very different than Eric Bischoff. And that's what I'm saying, going back to like, this is kind of a fork in the road. I think Tony really needs to put his foot down and needs to show people like, yes, I'm a fun guy and all this other stuff, but like, you guys can't mess around anymore. We're done doing this stuff.
I mean, maybe he needs to adopt the Vince tactics, man. Why do you think Vince was successful for as long as he was? You got to be authoritative. You got to let them know, hey, this is a business. We can have fun. I hope this is a fun place for you guys to work. But at the end of the day, this is a business. I'm in charge. What I say goes. That's what Tony Khan needs to do. Maybe that happened at the meeting. Maybe he had a little speech after the media scrum. I don't know. But things need to change in AEW. They drastically need to change.
And maybe that also comes down to employing somebody to be that person. Like Tony can be the very tip top, but there is like, good cop, bad cop. And someone needs to be that bad cop. And I don't know who that is in that locker room or in that, structure. Because, we saw with the EVPs, it shouldn't be an active wrestler, probably should be a much respected veteran. They have those. Like they have, Dean Malenko, Jerry Lynn, Mark Henry, but those aren't, from what I can kind of take away from them, is they're not that type of personality to rule with an iron fist, which I don't know where you get that from, but I think that's what AEW needs.
I hear Vince is looking for work.
Didn't they just have a meeting recently too? Like right when Kenny Omega came back,
yeah,
they had like a whole meeting, and I was hearing Shivani was gonna act as like the talent relations guy.
Yeah, we reported about that. Yeah, Tony Schiavone. Yeah, I don't know, man. This makes your championships look bad. this makes all of that look bad. Like I saw Tony's little announcement. The AEW Championship is the most prestigious prize in wrestling. Nah, it's not, bro. I mean, look what's happened to it. A guy won it. He was injured. He was still the champion, even though he wasn't there. So you crowned an interim champion. Should have just vacated it in the first place. Then he loses the unification match just to win it back a few days later, and then to vacate it again because of a backstage fight and possible injury. Come on, man.
I did the prediction. Jon Moxley, I feel he is on fire and should have won won that title. If he won that title on Sunday, it wouldn't have been CM Punk at that press conference. It would have been Jon Moxley. And this whole, butterfly effect, the Elite would still be trios champions at this point.
Yeah. Moxley should have walked out of Chicago as champion. It would have been like when Hogan turned and then just trash fills the ring.
And that's not hindsight, brother. I said that last week.
That would have been something major, as Peter Rosenberg would like to say. Moving on from that, Triple H gets another promotion. He is now WWE's new chief content officer, so he's overseeing all content that goes out. Hey, he's wearing a lot of hats, man.
Good for him.
Tronic,
did you guys see his interview with
Ariel Helwani?
Beautiful.
Loved it.
Fantastic.
So in depth. I thought Ariel was going to ask a Vince question. That's what I would have done. I would have been like, so before I let you go, what's Vince doing nowadays? Like, how's he keeping busy? Has
he taken model trains up? What is his hobby?
How's the genetic jackhammer keeping busy, man? Like, what's he doing? Love the Ariel Helwani interview. Congrats to Triple H. Shawn Michaels is now the executive vice president of, I guess, talent, creative, or development or something down in NXT. So he has even a bigger role now. So it looks like he's going to play a big part in NXT Europe when that's a thing. A lot of good things are going on in WWE, man. I'm happy for the company. What a time to thrive when your competition is trying to
in some turmoil right now.
Resurface, I guess you should say, something like that. Turmoil, yeah, that's a good word. That's
why I'm still around.
Any other thoughts about the game?
No, I mean, he's definitely the new guy in charge, especially when it comes to content. So might as well put him in charge of that. Now,
yes, Triple H at the Bad Bunny concert tonight in San Antonio, which is going to be the home of the Royal Rumble next year, the Alamo Dome. It was the home in the 97 Royal Rumble. It was the home of, there was a recent, was it 2018, 2019?
The one with Goldberg and Undertaker and all the old people.
Was it 2017? It might have been 2017.
Well, let's look it up.
Yeah.
This is also what I'm here for.
Yes.
Who was the winner of that one in the Alamo Dome? Was it Asuka or was it Charlotte?
I was right. 2017.
2017. That's hold on. I know who won that. 2017.
The women's one. Who won the women's one?
The women's one didn't exist yet. It was 2018.
It didn't.
Yeah. So the 2017 Royal Rumble is Randy Orton.
Good job.
Sure
if you go back in the archives, I named every winner of the Royal Rumble. Yeah. Historian.
Me too.
Do it right now. Do it right now.
I have a baby in my arms. I can't do it.
No, you can. You come on. I'll help you.
It's hot.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Big John.
The only one
Studd.
that matters is Shawn Michaels.
What years?
95, 96.
Okay. Who won the 2004 Royal Rumble?
We don't talk about
2004?
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. Well, also in the 2007 Royal Rumble, we had Kevin Owens defeating Roman Reigns in no disqualification match for the WWE Universal Championship, and Chris Jericho was suspended above the ring.
Braun Strowman helped him. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's right. That's when Braun and Roman were doing their thing. It's good times.
Yeah.
All right, moving on from that, Pat McAfee leaves the SmackDown commentary team.
For now.
I'm gonna miss Pat McAfee on commentary, man. Yeah, you're right. That is not his theme song anymore.
I don't. It will always be his theme song. Just like Jericho, when you see him, you'll still think about breaking the walls down. What's Pat McAfee? Why is he leaving, Brennan? You're the sports guy.
Well, I am the sports guy. He's doing College Game Day, which is the ESPN college football pre-show on Saturday, and Pat said on his show that he was maybe thinking about doing both SmackDown and College Game Day, but Triple H and WWE is like, look, this is a great opportunity for you. We don't want you to put that type of tax on your body, because he's also doing his internet show 5 days a week. So especially Friday would be, do the show, which is in Indianapolis, fly out to SmackDown, wherever that's at, then fly back to College Game Day, wherever that's at. And that's like, 3 flights in like 10 hours, which seems insane. But Pat was willing to do it. But he's going to give up the desk or give up the seat next to Michael Cole for the foreseeable future. But I think he kept the door open, which means he's probably going to come back for like the Royal Rumble or something like that.
Yeah, have him do the pay-per-views, bro. Yeah, like that'd be nice, just to get him like once a month. I'd love that.
I'm hearing Graves is going to replace him.
Okay, or what if we get Mauro Ranallo?
I don't think
bring over Nigel McGuinness, since he ain't doing nothing for NXT UK.
It's that. Hey, yeah, absolutely. Let's do that. Lady Frost, she is. I know we don't normally talk Impact. Let's get some Impact on the show. Lady Frost is under contract with Impact, but she is on a per appearance schedule. So whenever she appears, she gets paid. So she's just sitting around doing nothing, and she's frustrated. Impact doesn't normally do these type of contracts. What are your thoughts?
It's not a good look from Impact. I mean, obviously, I'm not really watching it, but I have kind of heard about this and kept up on it. And I think she's like had some issues, like an injury as well. So there was like a point where she couldn't do it. And then she said she's ready now, but then Impact's, as you said, has creative as nothing for her, but she's under contract. So it's not like she can make money elsewhere. And it's a whole thing, and it's not a good look.
It is not a good look. It is not a good look. I don't have anything. Do you guys have anything else inside the ring? Yeah.
Things happened inside the ring. I thought everything was just about a backstage fight.
I'm asking, was there anything inside the ring? No.
The big strong boy is indeed big and strong.
I mean, we can get Brian's thoughts on kind of the weekend of wrestling.
Oh yeah, Brian. Let's get your thoughts. What were your thoughts? Clash at the Castle, Worlds Collide, and all that. What are your thoughts on all of it, man?
Clash at the Castle was phenomenal. It was WWE's best show of the year, in my opinion. I thought the story of Roman and Drew McIntyre was fantastic. I loved Cross being ringside. That is my guy. Okay.
And Scarlett, shout out.
And Scarlett. You knew Drew McIntyre was doomed. It was just too good to be true. We saw that Solo Sikoa getting called up. That was great. I'm happy about that. NXT 2.0, NXT UK coming to an end. Worlds Collide, I thought was a really good show, but I'm thinking it's time for them to move on from the Performance Center and things. I feel like they really got to figure out something better. It just don't really hit for me no more. I feel like I'm watching an episode of NXT 2.0 on TV. So when you make it a special event on Peacock, it just don't hit. All Out was 15. Correct me if I'm wrong, 15 matches. I felt like I would 15, whatever. It was a lot of matches, and I felt like I was watching 2 episodes of Dynamite, or maybe an episode of Dynamite and Rampage. You know, it just seemed like one big episode of Rampage or Dynamite or both back to back. It was good. It was cool. It was decent or whatever, but it didn't need to be that many matches because I was bored for most of them. The Acclaimed have really arrived.
The Acclaimed, top. That's my boy.
They have
Acclaimed.
Really arrived, and
God.
so I'm happy for those boys.
You buying the Scissor Me Daddy ass shirt?
I think I will. I think I will.
Hey, they should be the trios champions, bro. Why not?
I want to say something. I want to say something real quick about Clash at the Castle one more time. Clash at the Castle to me had like a sort of a takeover feel, right? But just on a larger scale, and it made me think maybe like the issue all along for NXT was that Triple H didn't have all the talent, from Raw and SmackDown, and the production, and just, stadiums and big arena state on a larger scale. He was so limited in NXT. It was just the same people, the same crowd every week. It was like that for a whole year, and then people would get caught up. Then it'd be the same other people, new people for a whole nother year. So maybe that ran its course, and so now we're seeing Triple H book and create and put things together the way he wants to on a much larger scale, and I think it's coming together beautifully.
He said in the Ariel Helwani interview, like he shared the conversation he and Vince had. Like Vince told him, "Don't do what you think I would do. Do what you want to do."
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way Vince did it when he took over from his father. So it's nice,
beautiful.
It's nice. You love to you love to see it. You know what the highlight of the weekend was though?
A hardcore bra and panties match.
Scarlett?
Oh, yes. No, out of time. So say goodbye. What is yours now is mine. Sing it, Zaire. And I dream broken dreams.
I just wish he'd have come out to the whole thing.
That's what we had this conversation on the show. If he came out to the whole thing, you knew he was winning. It set it up, and then he went to his regular music. When he comes out to the whole thing, that's when you know he wins the championship. Yes.
So we're never hearing that song ever again, is what you're telling me.
He'll win the championship. Hey, guy.
Let me ask you guys this real quick, because I haven't gotten a chance to ask you. What are your thoughts for real on Triple H so far? I know it's still a big mess. He ain't got everything the way he wanted, right? But little things are changing. Everybody's getting their first name back. People are having meaningful matches on TV. Looks like he's setting things up for the future. What are your thoughts on what Triple H has done so far?
I mean, I like the things that I'm seeing. The Bobby Lashley looks like a monster and a beast. The importance of the mid card championships and the history behind those, and we didn't get it. I'm going to ask you this: what are your thoughts on Triple H changing title designs?
Oh, I'm all for it.
You are.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Okay,
let's do it.
Yeah, no, I'm in favor of what Hunter's been doing so far. I mean, it's still early, so once after a few weeks after the Rumble, you'll kind of, or no, I mean the Rumble is his. That's gonna be his real creative coming out party. You know what I'm saying? Because this is his Rumble, then we're gonna get surprises and your spots and a winner we won't see coming. And I'm excited about that. We need to go back to when. Holy crap! They won the Royal Rumble. We need to go back to days like that, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Sheamus won the Royal Rumble. It should have been Chris Jericho.
Hey,
still salty about that.
Or at least, yes, I'm glad he or she won the Royal Rumble, right? At least because for the most part, a lot of the fans, us as fans, we usually see it coming, right? And not sometimes that's okay as long as it's somebody that we want, right?
Yeah. Like when Asuka won, you were like, yes. Nakamura won. They didn't win the championships, but you were like, yes. Yeah. All right, let's get into the fan mail. Let's move on. Alfie Lewis, AEW, in the words of my grandma, y'all need Jesus.
Apparently the Young Bucks are good Christian boys, so apparently they have Jesus. Not sure about Kenny Omega's status, and I don't think CM Punk's going to a church anytime soon.
Who do you 420?
Who do you?
AEW is a mess, and Triple H keeps getting promoted. What a time to be alive! It is a time to be alive. In Brightest Day X.
Mr. X, go Bengals, who day?
I'm going to send that one over to Brandon so we can read that. Here we go. Take it away. Take it away.
AK Phillip doesn't want to read. That's what that means. Okay, Mr. X's question. I don't usually get to do this. That's Dominic's job. To quote Ron Burgundy, boy, that escalated quickly. After a whirlwind weekend of wrestling where we should be talking about this coming week's storylines, all it took was CM Punk Pipe Bomb 2.0 or Atomic Bomb 1.0 to throw everything into chaos. Whether you agree with what he said or not, this type of stuff should have been handled internally. Absolutely. Tony Khan came off like a cuck, shout out, just sitting there making weird faces whenever Punk said something. So now AEW appears to be a place where the inmates are running the asylum. I'll be very surprised if Punk makes it to a second year. And if TK doesn't get his stuff together, this company won't be around another year. Now, Mr. X, I'm not going to be all doom and gloom as much as you are. I think this company will be around. I think AEW is fine. Now, CM Punk, I don't think he will be around for year two. I do think we have maybe see the end of CM Punk. As much as that kind of hurts me because I am the Punk guy, I think this might be the end for CM Punk. And the Tony Khan stuff, yes, I understand it's so easy to make fun of his facial expressions and all the memes, and he's kind of an awkward, very emotive guy. I mean, he was put in a no-win situation. What is he gonna do there? If Punk was going down in a blaze of glory, if Tony Khan just ripped the microphone out of his hand, things are going to go way worse. And Tony was in a no-win situation. Obviously he could have handled it a little bit better, but I don't think there was much he was going to do to stop CM Punk at that moment.
He could have just been yeah, let's stop. He could have did that.
But we saw, I mean, Tony tried to intervene a few times and Punk just kept going. He was he was, a snowball rolling downhill, and it was turning into an avalanche. It was something was going to happen, and it happened. It did happen. I think AEW should be fine, and we'll talk about the show itself. I thought they had a really good show. It was a good kind of reset of everything. Obviously, you don't want to strip your two new champions come out of the pay-per-view, but they had to do that. And we'll by next week, AEW will probably there'll be even more AEW news for us to talk about next week.
No doubt about it.
No doubt about it. Okay. Is this fool gonna answer the phone? Jesus Christ. I'm gonna make a call, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna make a call.
Are you calling our champion?
No.
You calling your vitamin guy?
Hey.
What? Everybody say your prayers and take your vitamins.
Not calling the vitamin guy at all. Jesus. Yes, Mex Mendoza, former Bulletcast champion, is on the show, ladies and gentlemen.
How's it going, everybody?
Yes. So what are your thoughts on the whole AEW drama? Just briefly, give us your thoughts.
The one from Sunday or the one from today?
Just the CM Punk and the elite of it all, and the biting, and the new champions have to be crowned, and all this nonsense.
I've been thinking about it nonstop, and everybody's just like, he started it, they started it, but like nobody's questioning it. Maybe it is a work. I mean, gives them time to go heal up if they need to go heal up anymore. Like Kenny, he's injured, so you go heal and take more time off. Punk, injury after injury, he can take some time off as well. I mean, you bring them for the big show, and then they did the show, and then they leave and they come back later on.
I mean, that sounds like a pretty elaborate work, though.
I've been thinking about it nonstop.
I don't know if TK has that one in him.
But hey, who knows? Maybe they could turn it to an angle as well. I mean, I feel like what's done is done. Like there's nothing new that's coming out.
Oh, okay.
If somebody was supposed to get fired by now, they would have said something by now. So I really don't know what's going to happen next.
Okay. I see. Well, Mex Mendoza, we want to thank you for stopping by. It's been a few years since you've been on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. I'll see you Sunday for brunch.
Sounds good. See you then.
All right,
everybody.
All right, brother. Thank you. Okay, so Brian, so Mex Mendoza, former champion on the show, he claims that this could be a work. Like how people still believe, the Montreal Screwjob is a work and all this other stuff. What are your thoughts? Work?
Wow.
I said, I don't know if TK has that one in him.
So I feel like it could definitely turn into one. I don't think it started off like that. I don't think that this was a planned work. I hope it doesn't turn into one, because I mean, if they're able to work it out and make amends and everybody get on the same page, then cool. But I would like it if they would just move on from it, if that's the case. Like I don't think they should make it into a whole big storyline, because it just doesn't. We all know, come on, like, titles were stripped. It would just make all of that look weird, Just
not a
weird.
single picture or mention of CM Punk or the Elite tonight.
Nope. And they were out of the opening. The little opening video thing.
All the little graphics promoting upcoming shows, nothing. Like they weren't even there. They got Benoit.
Tisk.
But Mex Mendoza, we love him.
No, they got Sasha and Naomi.
I know. I thought TK was going to be like, CM Punk, the Young Bucks, and Kenny Omega have let us down.
It's a catastrophe.
So now we will hold a tournament to crown a new Trios champion and a new World Heavyweight champion. Stay tuned for AEW Dynamite and Rampage to find out more. Back to you guys. I thought that was what's going to go on.
It is absolutely 100% not a work. And if they turn this into a work, I would enjoy it, just because that means everybody's still working with the company. And I don't think that's going to happen either. So
I don't know. We'll see. And Brightest X also says, now that Solo Sequoia has joined the Bloodline, how long until they have him go after either the U.S. title or the IC title to add to their collection? I could see him beating Bobby for the U.S. title.
Who's texted me?
You could see Solo beating Bobby?
Yeah, because he's not beating Gunther. The Gunther's doing his own thing right now.
The Gunther.
I mean,
That's true.
he might get a little bit more rub, like beating Bobby, 2-time WWE champion, 3-time US champion, IC champion.
I do wonder what this means for Sammy. If they're going to do some dynamic of Sammy, and Solo not getting along. Weird to know. Jay doesn't like Sammy at all. Jimmy loves him, and Roman's kind of, using him. So I think that, adding another one into the mix kind of makes me wonder what they do with Sammy, because I think the end goal is to kind of get Sammy turning and go up against Roman. Now, I don't know what that means for Solo, whether he's just going to be like a singles guy and, the youngling, the young boy who just kind of, is the heavy and just kind of sits around and does nothing, or if he's a guy actually go out and try to get a championship.
Right. I mean, you can already see with Solo, and like the way I see it is like already he's different from Jimmy and Jay, right? Like they're more hype, talk, flashy.
And he's improved a lot during NXT. Like,
hey, he's the streets champion.
The street champion. He
He
ready. He was ready to get in that ring.
Man, I heard he could have been on Curveballs and Chair Shot.
He could have been, but one thing leads to another.
That's okay, guys. Members of the Dynasty, you can come to this show to see them. Rikishi and Journey and who's next? I don't know. Oh my God.
Me.
You need to stop. No.
Huh?
No.
Me.
I'm more of an honorary oos than you are.
I'm actually an oos.
No, where I need pictures. Pictures or it didn't happen.
I don't take pictures because
I don't take pictures. Bro, I see you take pictures of your son every day on Instagram. What are you talking about?
Nah, but I'm saying I don't take pictures with the bloodline.
I feel like I'm more of an honorary use. I've been around the vitamin circles.
Oh yeah, Jacob dapped you up.
A vitamin.
It's not a circle. It's whatever. It's just a space.
It's a vitamin get together. Everyone just be sitting there, exchanging vitamins. Be like, look, brother, this stuff gets you real healthy.
Yes, exactly. That's why I'm in tip top shape coming up for this this contest.
This shoot match that I don't care whether it's a championship, number one contender, an exhibition match. I'm showing up at Mount Eden. And I'm taking you down and pinning you to the mat. You're gonna look at the lights, brother.
You heard him? He really thinks he can beat me. The guy that was in the league final. Hold on.
Guys, hold on. Listen, real quick.
What?
How come I didn't see a text with everybody's picks from this past weekend?
Crazy.
Because that was heck of.
I could have swore. I was keeping track of my picks, and I could have swore
you and Lil Durst tied at All Out, so that's why he's still.
Oh no!
Yeah, bro. Like you guys tied. Like you lasted the whole weekend though. That's what's up, bro.
Yeah, you didn't get eliminated the first night, thinking that Drew McIntyre was gonna be Roman Reigns.
I think if you had, it was one match. Like if you had picked somebody else, you would have won. I forgot what match it was. I think you picked the Acclaim. That's what it was.
I did.
You would pick Swerve in Our Glory. Yeah, man.
I picked the Acclaim.
I think you picked Mox too, right?
I picked the Acclaim. I picked Punk.
Oh, you picked Punk. Okay.
I picked Britt Baker, House of Black, Acclaim, Ricky Starks, and Jungle Boy.
If you would just switched, oh man, you would have swept them.
Oh, and I feel like I did a pretty good job. I think if I were to made it to All Out, I think I might have been champion because I think I got most of those, if not all of those ones right.
Yep. He lastly says, with Papa Trips now the chief content officer, how long until we see Slipknot playing live on Raw?
I can't wait. Give me all the Slipknot, all the Poppy.
Give it a couple of weeks. Braun Strowman has returned to WWE. There was a tag team gauntlet match. He came out, destroyed tag teams, and left. And now he's going to be on the SmackDown brand.
Well, I mean, is he going to be? He's just going to show up on SmackDown. He's just going to maybe float back and forth.
No, he's been assigned to the SmackDown brand.
PW Insider said he's assigned to SmackDown as a babyface. I'm happy.
Controlling his narrative, the real way.
Today's his birthday.
Happy birthday to Braun. Like he's controlling his narrative in a good way.
As EC3's out there talking about Velveteen Dream stories, which Velveteen Dream got arrested again. So,
and there's that's a whole thing. Jesus Christ. Judgment Day. They have a segment. Rhea says that Dom listens to her now.
Dom is now a sub.
Yeah, I need him to call her Mamacita one time, bro. That's all I need.
Or mommy.
And it has to be Mamacita.
No, it has to be mommy.
No. It has to be Mamacita.
I'm curious on a creative side to see what they're gonna have. Like, what is gonna be his approach? Is he gonna be like Eddie? Is he gonna have some
He needs
parts
to.
of Eddie?
He can be his own person, but there needs to be like that smug '97 Eddie. Like
Mhm.
he walks like Ice Cube, the Ice Cube look with the lip up, and you're snarling, and you're
I
just.
thought it was
disgusting.
perfect when he turned on Edge and Ray at Clash of the Castle. I thought it was perfect. He grabbed the sweat off, threw it to the crowd, like just tore off the Mysterio shirt.
Yeah, yeah. The way he turned on Ray was the same way Eddie turned on Ray back in the day with the clothesline. So that, hey man, we're doing something here. Then they attack Edge, and Edge is going to be gone again.
Well, no, they're going to have a Dominic and Edge match next week.
That's all right.
Oh, they are?
Yeah. Just jumping right into it. I don't know what this means for Ray because they're going to stretch this out, I do believe. Now, do they get to WrestleMania? As I said, hair versus mask? I don't know. But I think they are going to kind of want to stretch this out and have Ray not want to be a part of it. Maybe they injure him, and so he's gone for a while, and then he comes back, or he just
I can see that. Like, they injure him,
this.
He's gone. He comes back. He tries to plead with Dominic, like, "Please, son, please stop." And then they just keep beating him.
It's like Kane and Undertaker.
Yeah, like the refusal. I could see that. That'd be great. And you have something, Tronic?
I was just gonna say that I'm loving in the Vince McMahon era, rematches or feuds, seem to, it's like, all right, we're tired of seeing this, right? Because it was the same match over and over and over every week. I'm just loving the fact that this feud is still going on, but now they're doing different things. They've got Dominic involved, which we all assumed that was going to happen one way or another. This feud
has been going on since what, Money in the Bank?
I mean, people were already tired of it a while ago, right? But
yeah.
Soon as Hunter put it in his hands and started moving pieces and doing things, it just everything makes sense, and so I've been enjoying the Judgment Day.
Bobby Lashley retains the United States Championship in a steel cage match with The Miz. Dexter Lumis was there. Yeah,
Dexter Lumis was there, and I thought the match was okay. I didn't like the pre-match beatdown. And then just automatically we start the match. But they definitely protected Lashley. He kind of had, 2 visual wins. And then, Dexter comes out and they do that kind of finish. So, Lashley was definitely protected in this match. And it was an okay. It's just another little thing. I think they did such a great job, like building it up, having promos with The Miz and Tommaso Ciampa throughout the show to kind of really build it up. And, everyone probably thought Lashley was going to win. But just it's those little things that I hate to bring it back to AEW, but that AEW doesn't do as well of really bringing it up. And like even on this show on Dynamite, like you have Danielson and Hangman Page in a match, and there was more promos for Darby Allin and Sammy Guevara and like other matches on the show compared to like that match. And you can say it sells itself, but just because it's a big match doesn't mean you can't like hype us up even more about it.
I have a question, guys.
Well, I have an answer.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I always got the answers.
Where the hell are MVP and Omos?
Well, he's getting some more seasoning. He's training. He's, I don't know. Followed MVP on TikTok a few months back and haven't really seen anything of him.
Omos is probably getting repackaged.
How do you?
Kind of hard to repackage,
a giant like
an Omos.
Yeah.
Well,
a Nigerian giant. Like, how do you?
Yes and no. Maybe repackage him. I guess you're right, guys.
I mean, he was very plain, so I kind of see where it's coming from. You can just any change is different. You don't have to make him, a Papa Shango or a super over the top type character. But giving him a little bit of more personality, which he didn't really have. And I mean, I don't follow him. I don't know what he really is like, but I think he does have like a little bit of personality you can maybe take out of him.
I think we need a Papa Shango. We need something like that in WWE again.
Where's Reggie?
Where is Reggie?
He actually wrestled on main event Monday. Okay. He was in the dark match on Monday, but I hadn't seen him in a long time.
We need a Papa Shango type deal going on. I'm a fan of weird-ish like that.
I like Papa Shango.
Yep. Papa Shango and I took vitamins together, brother.
Johnny Gargano's wrestling next week.
He is. That's exciting. Other things that are exciting: the AEW World Championship Tournament. Tony Khan announced it at the top of AEW Dynamite. They crowned new trios champions tonight, and in the tournament, what Danielson, Hangman, Jericho, Moxley, Guevara, Allen. So Brian Danielson defeats Hangman Page. He advances, so it's going to be a rematch of him and Jericho. It's fun.
Jericho spoiled the match by saying he's going to beat Brian Danielson again, even though the match hadn't been done yet.
Maybe
God bless Tony Schiavone. He tried to cover up for him, but
maybe he has CM Punk thoughts.
He could have forgot who he was facing. Everything happened so fast.
Jericho probably was like, if Danielson, that's if.
I'm pretty sure he said, "I'm going to beat Danielson next week."
He was in the heat of it, so he forgot to say if.
Right.
If Danielson wins, we're going to beat him next week. Yeah.
He was just such in the heat of the moment. A lot of stuff going on.
Yes.
Understandable.
Yes. Maxwell Jacob Friedman is back in full effect, talking all the trash in the world.
He was like the most uber baby face you'll ever see before that.
Oh, yes. I mean,
and the crowd was in it. The crowd was loving it, even though the commentators were buying it.
He's a baby face in real life. I mean, come on, man. This guy, one of the pillars of your company, and yet and still he keeps getting shoved down the totem pole, and he's not your champion because you hired all the ex-WWE guys. I mean,
Max is dangerous.
He was right for leaving, brother. He was right. John Moxley comes out there. Moxley with unbelievable.
I told you, keep the title on him. Moxley is that dude.
He is that. He needs to be a 3-time AEW champion. Jesus.
Leave it to a member of the Shield to be the head.
the head of respective tables. Yeah.
Yes.
I loved all of it. I thought, I was a little weary of like the beginning of MJF like being this like really super over the top baby face, but then I loved Moxley coming back and just calling him on his BS. But then it was weird that MJF just flipped on a dime. Like, I don't know what that was supposed to be. Like, yes, it was entertaining and all that got thrown out the window once Moxley cut his promo. And yes, you could look at it as like cheesy and, very motivational, but for the moment and all the stuff surrounding the Punk Elite stuff, I thought that was such a great statement by Moxley. And, you can read into it what you will about him, being angry. And as we knew, he got called in and he was supposed to be on vacation, but he's back and he's going to win the championship and become a legend. And I thought this was just fantastic. The MJF was entertaining as well. Didn't really get into storylines as much, but the Moxley stuff I just thought was fantastic. And another reason why, like, Tony Khan seems to be just doing everything but put the title on Moxley. And I don't know how you don't put it on him after like this past month of just what he's done.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Real quick. Does like MJF and Tony Khan, right? And MJF mentioning WWE and Triple H and Cody and everything like that. Like, is there some real there? Like, do you think MJF really,
like we've had this discussion, bro. Like I've had this talk with people. The bidding war of 2024 is real. Go try.
You really think that's real though?
Bro, like, look, he's what? He's 26. 26. He'll be 28 when that whole thing goes down. Go try. Sign a 2-year deal, bro. Go see. Just go try. That's it. All you have to do is go try.
I think MJF has signed an extension.
No.
I think he signed an extension, but I think Tony has trusted MJF to keep it quiet. Like, yes, everyone had their speculation, but we didn't know for sure MJF was going to come back on Sunday. I think that does prove some trust. And if Tony Khan if they can keep this quiet, and I don't know legality wise, if they can, like, they don't have to make the contract official until like, whenever end of 2023, 2024, that they can run with this and do a CM Punk-esque title reign at the end where he threatens to leave and go to WWE with the AEW title. And I think that can be a lot of money. And I don't know who's the babyface or who take that title off of him, but I think MJF signed an extension and he's going to be in AEW for a while.
All right, for sure. I didn't see the rest of Dynamite. Excuse me. I was making those gains, brother.
You're training for our match.
Yeah, I'm where the speeds increase. I'm lifting more weight. I'm eating clean, but I mean, it's go time.
Taking your vitamins.
I hope I'm saying prayers too. You're gonna need to be saying prayers because I'm gonna put you in a hospital bed.
Toni Storm.
What about her?
New AEW Women's World Champion. Interim, excuse me.
See, we need to stop the interim crap. Just let's stop. Just put the championship on them. Let's stop it. They can face the person that was champion when they come back.
And also, Toni Storm said she'll beat Thunder Rosa when she says she's not healthy or when she's not injured anymore. Which everyone's talking about CM Punk, Toni Storm, whether that was her just having fun with it or not. People have kind of forget about that little comment you made.
Look, I've talked to Thunder. I don't know what's going on.
I mean, we would talk to her, her neck seemed fine.
Listen, I know that Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford are actually married in real life, but there was no sign of her during his match on Sunday. Why is he bringing her out for her match? I don't get it. It completely kills what's going on with him character-wise for me.
What is his character? Like, he wears a box and he talks to a box. Like, I don't get it.
When I saw him talking to the box, I was like, oh, yes. It's like Al Snow and Head. I love it.
It's like Perry Saturn and a mop.
Yeah. If Al Snow could wear the head, he would have worn it.
Okay, but then you have to realize, bro, that's the Attitude Era. Everybody was over. The dumbest things were over.
The headbangers were over.
Bro, you had two white guys and a giant Samoan dancing. Like, everything was over. No. No.
So Kip no?
No, dude. I haven't even seen it, but now I don't want to. Why is he talking to a box? What significance is the box?
I don't know.
What does the box represent?
They did the promo last week building up their match with Pac, and he was like, "Oh, I have this grand plan," but what was the plan? Like the one time you're not ringside is the one time Pac actually attacks you. Like, good job, buddy. Good job. You wear a box. Why do you wear a box?
Oh, wait, Pac got 2 championships now, huh?
That's right.
Pac double champ.
Yeah,
the first double champion
in AEW. Yes, Triangulo de la Muerte.
Good job.
Defeated the best friends. They become the new trios champions. I forgot they have the All Atlantic Championship. I really did. Jesus Christ, that just goes to show, bro. Like when the European title was around, you never forgot about it. Just saying.
We're getting a return match for the tag titles at Grand Slam.
Oh,
everyone got excited for what Max Caster was going to rap, but then he just got cut off by Swerve, and we didn't even see the Acclaim come out, and then they got cut off, and that was it.
We didn't get the CM Punk bars.
Nope.
Tony said,
I would have been like, bro.
Wait, no, do the Austin.
What?
Could you imagine Austin calling TK? Well, damn, son, I was waiting for him to start rapping about everything that's going on over there. I was gonna be sitting here drinking a lager, be like, ha ha, that's funny. Great spot.
The crowd.
The crowd loves him. That kid is money.
Yes.
God damn it, I thought about calling Vince, but I remembered he don't work there no more. Oh man, Toni Storm defeats Penelope Ford. Nobody heard something asked for?
Amen.
All right. Jericho had a backstage promo. How was this the
This was the one where he may or may not have spoiled the finish to Danielson and Paige, but it was a good promo, but also it was another one of those little He said it was his locker room, his company, whatever. So another, not so veiled shot at Punk and whoever. So I thought it was interesting. I thought he got a good promo, but that was also another. Him and Moxley kind of were the ones that took charge and made those kind of comments of it's their locker room.
Absolutely. Wardlow defeated Tony Nese.
No one got hurt, so I can ask for. I don't know if Tony Nese is hurt because Wardlow just beat his ass. And once again, Wardlow also kind of said that it's his locker room and blah, 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 blah. And he yells. And unfortunately, he said Wardlow's world at the end. And every time he says that, I just think of Elmo's world. But whatever.
I was thinking like Wayne's World. I don't know why.
I think I saw Botchamania did one of Elmo's world and Wardlow's world. I just can't get that out of my head.
Wardlow's world. Wardlow's world. Wardlow's world.
I forgot what I was gonna say about Jericho. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Talking about he was there with Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti and JAS. They were talking about his match and being champion again, talking about the locker room and blah, 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 blah. They talked about their abs. I forget what else he talked about. No, it'll come back to him, maybe.
Danielson defeats Hangman Adam Page.
Great match. Pay-per-view-esque match. Also didn't help. Jericho might have spoiled it, but I think it did get good at the end. I love both these guys. I kind of wish Hangman maybe would have advanced, but it is what it is. Nothing really from Hangman in terms of any veiled shots.
I seen someone on Twitter say Hangman is getting the curtain call Triple H treatment.
This is why you're here. Because you're on Twitter all day.
And I freaking died, man.
I mean, he was already getting the curtain call treatment beforehand, so I don't think it really matters.
That's true.
The curtain call. Because his friends aren't there. Daniel Garcia defeated Wheeler Yuta to become the new Ring of Honor Pure Champion.
Again, good match. It's a pure rules match. It's really technical. West Side Gun wrapped Daniel Garcia down to the ring, and I forgot to say this on the All Out show, but whoever the hell that dude was who wrapped Bryan Danielson out to the ring, that Machine Gun Kelly looking knockoff dude, that guy can just F all the way off. That was terrible. West Side Gun doing it 1,000 times better. Still didn't really get over with the crowd because having just some random unannounced rapper, do a song, whether he's from Buffalo or not, didn't go over well.
To West Side Gun.
But it was way better than that dude that was doing the rapping for Bryan Danielson's song.
Look, if people are gonna rap for this, if people are gonna rap people out, they got to be wrestling fans. Action Bronson, Wale.
Oh, Action Bronson and Hook are gonna team up. It looks like take on 2.0 at Arthur Ashe. Bam!
Action Bronson's gonna wrestle.
That's what it's looking like. It's not official yet, but that maybe not an officially a match, but the challenge was thrown down. So I am excited.
Hey yo. I'm down for that. I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. I'm down for that.
That's it for AEW. Phillip, I do have a question for you. Who is more likely out of all this to go to WWE? The Elite or CM Punk?
That's a very good question, man. The Elite, they haven't worked like a schedule because when they were in Japan, they were gone all the time. They haven't worked a schedule like that in a couple of years, And Punk, he's just such a hothead, bro. I'd say the Elite.
Brian, who do you think if there is everyone? Let's just say everyone gets fired. Who goes to WWE first, if at all? The Elite or CM Punk?
Probably the Elite.
Yep, you see.
I do agree, but I do think the Triple H CM Punk beef might be a little bit overblown because I think I've been listening to so many podcasts in the past, 72 hours that CM Punk said something that when he did the backstage things with Fox, that he had like a conversation with Triple H and it seemed very productive. So now that, Hunter is in charge, maybe that relationship has kind of smoothed over a little bit and maybe he does come back, but the injury thing, maybe that did play a role in if he is quote unquote injury prone now at this later age, maybe he just doesn't want to wrestle anymore. And I think the Elite and the Young Bucks are much more likely. As we forget, they were almost going to go to WWE in 2019.
That is true. That is true.
Tell Punk come back and do a Saudi show.
I mean, I don't think with all the things Punk has tweeted about, I don't think that he's doing a Saudi show. And if he is, that says a lot. Then John Moxley was right that he spent all his money.
Well, Lita did it. Didn't she have some things to say about it prior to her going?
It's true.
And then she walked it back a little bit. It's all fun and games until you get that Saudi. You get a copy of that Saudi check, and you're like, "Oof, it's a lot of zeros."
Yeah, 4 or 5, 8 of them. Jesus, you never know. All right, guys, that is going to do it for us. Thank you guys so much. We'll be back next week with another episode. Stay clean, stay strong, stay safe. Diamonds are forever. So is the microphone Messiah. Baby. So was the microphone.
Baby!
All right. Baby!